This game's already been played. It was going to be casted yesterday, but unfortunately I was too tired, so I couldn't. So I'm going to be doing it from recorded games, which I actually haven't done before. So if I end up sucking at this, I'm awfully sorry. But there's also no delay on the stream now, so I can see whatever you say straight away. But we don't have the UI either. We have to go old school, as if Interjection was doing it like 5 years ago, which adds a bit of an element to it, I guess. So these are all from Kaiser's viewpoint. So we'll be basically looking at his viewpoint. We can look at Lucas's as well, but if I do a view lock, it won't actually lock to Lucas's view, which is a bit unfortunate. And it's given me Kaiser's. There you go. Gave me Kaiser's delay. But yeah, so Iroquois versus Japan as the first matchup here, and I believe it was a wood start because yeah, definitely a wood start. So Lucas is probably going to go down and get his get a consulate up, and at the same time, Kaiser's actually chopping here for a he's chopping for a TP. So yeah, he's going to go down and take this TP treasure next to the TP, which is a settler. And after he's converted that bear, he's going to use the bear to tank and use the explorer's shots and just shoot the bear from afar, which is quite nice. No, you can watch the Rex of UI. Lucas and Kaiser forgot to put a observer mode on, so it doesn't actually have the UI. So I just have to do it old school. It's fine. It's just a bit more complicated to do it. But as I was saying, Lucas actually didn't go with the consulate. He went for he just went for an extra shrine, so he's gone for 2 shrines, I believe, instead of 1. Yeah, 2 shrines. And at the same time, Kaiser's going to quite easily get that settler treasure after he's taken this trading post and just convert it. So he'll be 1 settler up. Obviously, in this matchup, Iroquois likes to be aggressive because they have the more aggressive decks. Let's see if... Oh, I didn't realise I could do that. But yeah, I mean, Lucas has picked a sort of water deck, which you expect from Japan. Japan can obviously just send the 3 boats, and it's like a food villager shipment, which I don't actually get normally. But at the same time, he's going to pick up 150 coin, which is a very nice treasure actually for 3 wolves. Not so nice for Japan. Japan would prefer wood, but it's still good. But settler treasure is still there. But one thing Kaiser does know is the Japanese monks here actually are pretty weak against stuff like polar bears because they just take so long to kill. And he has no problem just basically he's just sitting there waiting for his ability to come up, because it's not like they have a crack shot like the Europeans, which just insta-kill animals. It's 135 XP here, which is nice. And can I put the Fog of War? Yeah, but it's only for one side, which is a bit of a problem. Which is slightly annoying, but we'll get round that, it's fine. But yeah, I mean, Lucas is probably going to age here with 16 villagers. He hasn't gone for the Port Consulate. One thing about the Port Consulate, which is nice, is it makes sure age up earlier. But obviously he hasn't been able to do that. And on the opposed side, Kaiser's actually going to go up with 16 villagers unless he cancels one. Oh, he's going to go with 16 because he got one from that treasure. And Iroquois normally on EP, because you get that extra food crate, you can basically always go up with the 15 villagers. And that's basically what he's doing. But he does find 80 XP in the top right here. And he's probably going to find 135 XP for himself. And honestly, this age 1 for Kaiser is sort of perfect. He found that settler treasure. Settler treasure's being incredibly good. And he also got that trading post down from 100 wood. And at the same time, I think Lucas is probably going to go for something a bit aggressive here, because he didn't go for the consulate. Normally, if you go for the consulate, you'd go for a bit of a defensive sort of game plan. But getting 150 food, especially, means he can just pump out ashes or whatever at the start of the game, and he should be completely fine. Although the Kaiser might be able to snipe this. He's not too far away, and his explorer does spot it with a bear, I believe. Yeah, he does see it, and is he going to come in? The Divine Strike comes in, so he's actually fine. But these Japanese explorers don't want to be standing around here. This Iroquois Tomahawk is not Tomahawk. The explorer himself is it's incredibly powerful. I have to explain this constantly, but the UI doesn't work if they don't set observer mode on, and neither of them did. So I have to cast it like this, as if it's like 2014. So you just have to get along with it. It's you can sort of know what's happening. It's just a bit harder. But Yeah, you can't actually see what's been shipped. With Japan, actually, you can, which is quite nice. But for example, with Kaiser here, I can't actually. No, I can. No, I can see what both of them are shipped. Yeah, hopefully this is the only time we'll ever have to actually do it like this, because players can put the OBS on. But there's the export. There's the consulate going up, and we're probably going to end up having the Japanese consulate here if Lucas is going for something aggressive. And at the same time, Kaiser, by the looks of it, isn't going for anything aggressive. He's just going for a market, and he's going to get those upgrades in quite early. And more than likely age up. I mean, I know Kaiser likes going for the slow age, which I believe he's doing. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have just to wait and see. That might be a fast age. I think it's definitely a slow age, because the discovery age is faster than the clear age, obviously. There you go. Look, there's the crates popping out in the channel. And let's see what he does straight away. He sends 5 villagers and 800 resources, so he's going to try and age up. And at the same time, Lucas is going to go for clubs and Yumi, and probably going to be quite aggressive here. But I'm not entirely sure how well an aggressive play really goes against Kaiser's sort of error here. He can put the Warhawk down on base, which he's going to, and he can just use the Tomahawk big button, and everything's fine, isn't it? He can just basically defend really easily, especially that Explorer. Explorer, when he crack shots the Yumi, can basically just take them all down to half HP, which is a bit insane. But 5 Yumi is going to come out here. Maggie's are also being trained, and I assume, yeah, another 5 Yumi going to come out. So we're going to see a decent amount of Maggies, a decent amount of Yumis, a decent amount of clubs just going to be pushing towards Kaiser's base when Kaiser doesn't really have a huge amount of army. He doesn't have any army actually to speak of. If we look at Kaiser's shipments, now 800 resources is going to come in, and he's going to age up quite nicely off of it. But at the same time, he's only got these 2 polar bears and a wolf as any type of military. So, and he's not going to lose that, is he? No, he's not going to lose it. So he's going to pick up 40 food for himself, which is quite nice. But as I said, Lucas is now sort of preparing an army. Once that 5 Yumi comes in, he's going to push, almost definitely, because his economy is so weak. Only 21 villagers and 5 shrine pop. That includes the 20 from the Shogu. And Kaiser's actually on 24 after shipping the 5 settlers from the TC. Daniel, there's no caster UI because they didn't put OBS mode on, so I have to cast it like this. I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, this push here from Lucas is pretty powerful actually. There's a couple of 5 Naggies, isn't it? There's 2 more Naggies in queue. Probably get a third out. Naggies being 100 coin, and I should maybe get the coin out. Did he get the coin? Yeah, I get the coin. And he's just going to push forward with his clubs of the Naggies and the Yumis. And honestly, what does Kaiser have here to defend it? He is probably aging now, yeah, sort of halfway aging with a messenger. He does have a shipment ready, so he can just straight away send those forest prowlers. Honestly, I think if Kaiser can get together the food, he already does have the food actually to put the TC big button in queue. He might lose a house, but I think he's going to get up before that house even goes down actually. No, maybe not. The house is going to go down. But there you go. Yeah, look, there's the push. But this blockhouse and base, when the traveller comes out, it's just going to put another blockhouse down, isn't it? Yeah, from afar. And that's what he needs. These Naganatas actually take quite a lot of damage from the Warhawk if it's tasked at 0.5 extra than normal. That Warhawk might go down actually. Yeah, the Warhawk's definitely going to go down. And 5 Cuirassiers on the way though. That is quite interesting. There are those clubs there still, which you need to get the Tomahawks out at the same time. But can he get the Tomahawks out? That is a question. But I'm not entirely sure if he can. That Warhawk's almost definitely going to go down. There's nothing in queue for him. There's no villagers there, thankfully, for himself. I know there was 1. That's going to go down. But at this sort of point, we'll just have to wait until these queers come out. But Lucas again doesn't have a huge economy. He does have a couple of more Naggies coming over, but this is sort of all in from Lucas. But there you go. There's the house going at the back. But there's no unit production building, and he needs the food. He does have a market, so he can actually buy food. But he has sniped down all the clubs as well, so there's only one left here. That was going to get sniped down if Kaiser tasked it correctly. But Lucas quite nicely going back, actually. I don't know how... This is what, 10 Nagys? 11 Nagys? I don't actually know how they even actually fight against the Cuirassiers, if I'm honest. He doesn't have the war chief up, so that's not an extra 15% HP. There's the Cuirassiers coming out. And yeah, he's just going to get on top of his Yumis. Yumi's obviously going to go down. There's one left out, which isn't good. Probably going to be Musket Riders in queue from the... I can only assume it's Musket Riders. But he's just going to clean up here, I think, with the Cuirassiers with their area damage and just being better than Nagys, because Nagys obviously are more specialised than Cuirassiers. Saying that, though, he's losing a lot of them quite easily. He's only got one left. Yeah, I mean, Lucas has cleaned up here. And obviously 5 Musket Riders on the way, but if there's a couple more Yumis coming out from the back here... Actually, there can't be, because there's no barracks on Lucas. What does Lucas have in queue? A couple more Nagys. Nagys are going to push forward. And Kaiser hasn't actually collected anything here. But he does get pushed back, and when these Musket Riders come out, these Nagys are sort of useless against them. Obviously, the Yumis do quite good damage, but there's only one. So, honestly, Lucas just needs Yumis. And he's also now shipping from the consulate the military rickshaw. And military rickshaw is obviously going to change into a barracks, but that might actually be too late. Japan has basically no eco, only has 80 shrine pop. He does have a nice amount of wood stored, so he actually can get a number of shrines up. But these Musket Riders from Kaiser are just going to run ragged around his Nagys and just take out quite a large mass there. And Kaiser's not that far behind on the score even. I mean, you'd expect Japan to be sort of even on score. He's ahead at the moment, but if these Nagys go down, he's going to be in a bit of a rough position, honestly. Same time, Lucas is now getting the market upgrades, and the barracks is just about to go up. But he's only got Nagys again. He can pop out Minutemen, of course, but he's just going to end up losing a lot of his units, I think. Although Yumi's are in queue, which is what he really needs to get here, but he's going to end up losing maybe a villager here. Yeah, definitely a single villager at least. There you go. Unfortunately, we can't actually see very easily the eco population, but it's definitely in favour of Lucas. Lucas having more villagers and obviously shrines. But with 6 Kenya coming out as well, I don't really know what he can do here. It's not a massive amount of anti-cap here. There is one club in queue, but one club not really going to be doing too much against 6 Kenya. And Nagys obviously don't actually trade too well themselves against other horses, simply because they've got the multiplier there. But he's going to push forward with the Forest Prowlers here as well. And obviously Forest Prowlers against Yumi, I believe, actually win. Especially because they have, Forest Prowlers actually have more range. Forest Prowlers have 20 range and Yumis have 18. Yeah, don't ask who's going to win, because it's just pointless. I might as well just quit doing this. If you're going to ask who's win, just say it. Like, Luke, I don't think Luke is going to say it anyway, because he's not an idiot. But yeah, but this massive Nagys and that one Yambushi is just going to go down instantaneously, and the Kenya are going to get on the Nagys. It doesn't matter what Kaiser actually gets his units on, and he's just going to get shot down by the Musket Riders and the Kenya. And honestly, I don't know who's winning this fight. Well, if Kaiser actually is Kaiser winning, maybe not. With the sentries coming in, I mean, those Kenya aren't very scary anymore with the sentries. He does keep the Warrior Chief alive, which is nice. Yeah. There you go. I think that Kaiser sort of cleaned this up. And Lucas has sort of cleaned this up, especially with the 5 Nagys out there as well. But has Kaiser got anything in queue? He's got 5 Kenya in queue from the shipment. A single Musket Rider coming out as well. But actually, how does Kaiser clean that up? And also, these are really annoying. These like Japanese monks and like discipled text is actually quite annoying me because I can't see anything there. But yeah, Kaiser cleaning up and resulting in some of his army alive. But Lucas is still heavily in in front of Eco. There is that TP you have to sort of account for. But yeah, I mean, Lucas is now going to probably age up himself with 600 coin, or maybe mass even more so. And Kaiser's going to try and get down some of the shrines. But yeah, honestly, I mean, Lucas's economy at this point, it's bad, obviously, but it could be worse. And Kaiser's economy definitely isn't great itself. Unfortunately, we can't actually see what the upgrades these villagers have. But I believe he probably only has hunting dogs and placer mines. And of course, Riotcoke and native cities, you can't actually get any more than that. But yeah, Kaiser actually could get the whole TP line here, which would be nice. He has map control. And even then, Lucas's army is pretty pathetic. He's just going to be making Ashinagi. But Fast Powers and Musket Riders actually beat Ashinagi, if you can... I believe they win, actually. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, he's going to push forward here with the Canyon and the Forest Powers, and at the same time, Lucas doesn't really have an army to speak of in the same sense. He does have a number of Nagis, but that's 8 Nagis, or 9 Nagis, yeah, 9 Nagis, to what, probably about 10, 11 Canyon and 2 Musket Riders. And you have to assume there's more Musket Riders than Q, yeah, Musket Riders and that 8 Forest Power shipment on the way. And yeah, honestly, he's getting pushed off his coin mine. He needs that coin mine. There's one in base. Oh no, it's not there anymore. But yeah, he's going to have to take this fight, Lucas, and I don't know entirely sure if it's a fight he wants to take. But yeah, actually, I think Lucas is trading quite well here. Those Ashy at the back sort of dealing with some of the Canyons. Although the batch of Musket Riders does come in at quite a nice time, saving those Forest Palace from the Nagis. But Kaiser has to get back here almost definitely. He hasn't got a huge mass. But yeah, I mean, Lucas is still defending him. It's just a matter of time before Japan ends up getting a much better economy. They're roughly at about 55 settlers now, 55 villagers, especially if Lucas has got a couple of the upgrades. I'm not entirely sure if he has. But yeah, I mean, Kaiser's definitely got the unit composition advantage because he's got the skirmishers, which Forest Powers are very strong against Japan. And Musket Riders obviously very strong against the Nagis. But saying that, I don't know actually which wins against Ashinagi or Forest Palace Scam. The UI is broken because they didn't put a observer mode on. That's the only difference. You need observer mode on to put the UI on. Sorry, but I can still do it like this. It's fine. But yeah, these Forest Powers are just going to take down that shrine. And as I said, that coin mine is only really the only one what Lucas has is that coin mine up the top here. But he needs to secure this one. That one's important, especially when that one is. You're actually wrong. The UI only works if you put OBS mode, so don't just spout random crap which you don't know about. But yeah, he's going to get pushed off here. And the Nagis are going to get onto the Forest Powers. And they're going to take quite a lot of damage here, which isn't really what you want to see. I mean, those Forest Powers are taking heavy damage from the Nagis. Obviously, the Nagis are getting shot down by the Musket Riders, but at the same time, the Yumis are going to do good damage against the Musket Riders at the same time. Lucas has quite an army here. It's actually quite intimidating for Kaiser, I guess. Let's have a look here. It's 22 Yumi, 5 Ashi, 4 Nagi, and obviously the 2 Explorers. And Kaiser at the same time only has 15 Musket Riders and 10 Forest Powers. These Forest Powers, even for just for Yumi just counter everything here, don't they? Because obviously they're quicker. If that Explorer goes down, it's quite big. I don't think it is going to go down, unfortunately. But Kaiser's using the forest spellers and the musket riders nicely. He's going to pull them back. And all this time, Lucas has actually had 1,700 villagers, so that eco difference isn't as large as it should be. And yeah, I mean, Kaiser's basically free to take that coin mine, and it's getting to the point where Lucas only has 400 coin on that mine, and this mine at the top here is quite easily, yeah, it's quite easily pressured. He does have the boats here, which probably should go on coin at this point, honestly, but I don't know if he does that. But Kaiser doesn't have the war chip, Webbers is dead, so he's taking this fight with a slight disadvantage here. Maybe he should dance it back. But yeah, Kaiser's now sending crates. He does only get one canyon out, which is pretty depressing. But at the same time, Kaiser's just going to build a massive forest pellet and musket riders. And what can Lucas do here to combat it? And he's now being forced to send 2 cherry orchards, because he actually has no food income. Thankfully, we're coming at quite a decent time, so he doesn't miss too much. But he's now stacking 1,000 coin and 800, 900 wood when he doesn't really need to. He needs to quickly put them over there. But yeah, Kaiser's just going to mass more and more here, while Lucas is sort of stuck in base of a Yumi mass. And if Kaiser can get a decent amount of canyon out, or even just forest scholars out, he'll be in a nice position. And Kaiser's actually headed to score now. Yeah, he's going to get more canyon out. Probably going to get a batch of 4 here. Oh, he actually can't. He can get a batch of 3 because he's just popped himself by accident. But he's going to get infantry combat out. These forest powers are going to be, what, 22 damage and like 160 HP. It's just going to be insane. Especially when you get that War Chief aura, which the War Chief can get back up at 350, I believe. There you go. He's going to get back up himself and just walk the same way. And Lucas at the same time is just going to mass more sort of Club Yumi even, and Naganatas. And yeah, I mean, Yumi's obviously at the same speed as First Powers. First Powers being 4 speed and Yumi's being 4 speed. He's just going to get kited to death here. And honestly, I don't think Kaiser really minds, because Kaiser just has the map control here. And that last coin mine only has 700 coin after that. Saying that, I believe Lucas is actually going to age now. Like, he has nearly enough resources to age. He's also popped, so he can't make any units. But that's a lot of musket riders in canyon, and there's not a lot of anti-cav here. Where the anti-cav's all down here. So if he can get the canyon on the Yumi, he's going to be stellar. Yeah, honestly, I mean, he's basically stacking 4,000 resources here, which is horrible. Think about if all those Yumi were just resources, not resources. All the resources were just Yumi, it would be completely different. So this is just a clean up, and this is just. I mean, it's not over, obviously, but I don't know how Lucas comes back from this. Yeah, that coin mine's only got 400 coin left in it. It does get a raid off of some Nagi here, a single Nagi getting a single villager. But eco-wise, Kaiser's not too far behind now, and honestly, he could just start taking the TP line, which is not what I think he should be doing here. And Lucas is aging, so obviously Lucas can send some of those strong Japanese shipments. Flipping arrows you probably don't want to send, but something like Wave of Bow is very nice against first runners because you get the same range. Wave of Bow adding, where is it? Adds 2 range, and obviously Yumi only have 18 range in the cloning range without the upgrade. But yeah, I mean, if we just have a look at Kaiser, Kaiser's basically sent all the cards he has in the Fortress Age, and he's probably going to be sending infantry attack soon, because these first pilots at the moment are incredibly strong, nearly 180 HP, and yeah, 180 HP and 22 range attack. But he's just going to push in here. And what can Lucas do? Lucas has not really got an army. He's only got 10 Yumi, 1 club, and a couple of Maggies. And comparatively, Kaiser has got really a decent mass here. He's got 8 Kanya, 18 Musket Riders, and 8 Forest Spellers, and more Forest Spellers coming out over here, and a couple of more Kanya coming out even. And if we just gonna have to wait, because Kaiser's obviously gonna see the age up, and I think that's just where he's gonna go in. Yeah, and Lucas, as I said, he's got a lot of Ashi now. He's got 26, and he's got the actually got intervention in Q, which is I believe 9 clubs. There might be 8 clubs, which are incredibly strong now. Clubs obviously auto upgrade. So if we have a look at the clubs themselves, there's actually none there. There's 2 there. Look, they're 12 damage, so it's 6 damage to swing. But he's still got to lose a lot of villagers here, which he can't sort of ill afford, especially when he has to sort of go out the map now. It's that sort of point in the game. And he's just losing all his infrastructure he needs, and he's stacking so many resources, 1,500 that could be converted into so many Yumi, which would help him out here. Intervention is going to pop, but I don't think it's really going to do anything with when it pops. Yeah, no, he's just got 17 villas stuck in there. He hasn't got enough villagers out. He needs to pump out more and more Yumi. He does get disciplined Yumi in it as well, which is quite nice. And he did go up with the Golden Pavilion, so obviously his Yumi are incredibly strong now, 26 range damage. But at the same time, Kaiser's probably going to be sending a shipment. Again, improves his Forest Prowlers, which is probably what you want to see here. And Lucas doesn't really have any way of stopping that, especially when he has another 10 Tomahawks coming out, just sieging his shrines. And again, Lucas is just stacking so many resources because he can't pump out the units he needs. He needs probably a second barracks here. He has got the shooter on, obviously, but even then he can't sort of buy down his resources. He's only got 3,000 food in the cherry orchard. He's got no coin to speak of. He has got his shrines on coin, so he's going to get some Maggies out that way. But he's popped constantly because he's just losing so many shrines. There you go, he's going to lose another one. He's going to be yeah, he just got one up and then instantly lost it. Yeah, he's going to lose another shrine again. He's going to be popped instantaneously. The way if a bow does come in, which obviously, as I said, is quite nice. It means that these Yumi can sort of be toe-to-toe with the... yeah, so it can sort of be toe-to-toe with the Forest Prowlers here. And you also get a HP boost. But, yeah, Kaiser can just sort of deny any way of Lucas going out of his base. And Lucas is just going to be run dry on resources, have no population space, especially when this goes down. He's trying to rebuild up here, but there's not really a huge amount of time he has to do that. And he just can't produce enough units with that sort of stacking resources. Yeah, there you go. The Yumi are doing nice damage at the back here, but if he's stuck in base, what can he do? The Kanya are going to come on. The Elite Kanya is researched here. And the clubs are going to get on there, so it's nice micro from Lucas. And obviously Kaiser doesn't want to go into his choke because of the Maggies. And how the Yumis can just do so much damage to basically everything. But, yeah, Lucas is going to be popped again. He can't spend those resources, which really is what matters at this point. Kaiser's just going to be relaxing here, doing basically nothing. He hasn't even sent any of the infantry upgrades. I don't actually know what he sent. He sent Cav HP instead. So these musket riders have a huge amount of HP, 330. And, yeah. But saying that, he does actually, I think Lucas is actually winning this fight. And Kaiser does still have a nice amount of Forest Palace, but with way of a bow in, Lucas, how many units does Lucas have here? Lucas has 40 Yumi, and he's going to have 50 in just a second as well. He's just going to be able to push out quite easily here. Lucas also hasn't sent Yumi Archer Attack, which would be quite a nice card to send at this point. Because obviously 20% on all of those is quite significant. But yeah, this is just a bit of posturing now. Those Tomahawks are going to come down and just siege those shrines, and Lucas is going to be popped again. That's sort of a story of this game. Lucas being constantly popped on population-wise. It's quite a long game at this point, actually, 24 minutes, which you don't normally see. It was some of it, Kaja, because I was meant to cast it yesterday, but I was way too tired to do so. So and we couldn't find anyone with such short notice. So that's why. This is game 1, yeah. I believe it's game 1. It's whoever sent me with Rex said this is game 1. It's a bit weird, but yeah, Lucas is just going to continue to mass sort of club Nagi and Yumi, but he also has to send 2 Chariots for the second time, and he hasn't got the income he needs. Honestly, I don't think it's too bad. He's still stacking a lot of food, and there's going to be a fight down the bottom left here. Yeah, I don't think the speed is me. I have no clue what was wrong with the speed, if I'm honest. Someone can explain it to me, but I can go 2 speed, but they just look stupid, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I mean, this is just basically posturing from both players, isn't it? And Lucas is just going to go with the same composition he's always gone with here. And I don't have VSync on, because I'm not an idiot. VSync is just dreadful. But that's not the point. The point is that these Yumis are going to get massed and massed and massed here. And yeah, with 40 Yumis here against however many forest powers Kaiser has, 24 isn't going to be too good. And Lucas is just losing shrine after shrine, and his eco just isn't that good. And he just has to defend against anything on these coin mines here, but he's constantly popped, and he can't even spend the resources that he needs to. Oh, actually, there might be a big raid down the bottom here, but again, those musket riders can actually come down quite easily, and just those villagers are so slow. And Kaiser's economy is going to be quite a hard blow here. About 10 villagers go down. Saying that, they're both going to take the fight. And yeah, I mean, I don't know who wins this fight. But yeah, I mean, it's just all over this coin mine at this point. And these first battles, I think, actually does end up beating the Yumis if he can get in a bigger mass of them. Why is it so slow, Kaiser? You should know, seeing as it's your rank. Because it's just weird. It's like it's playing at quarter speed. But again, I mean, just look at a push here. He's just going to push with reverse spellers. And Lucas is probably still popped in, nearly popped. He's going to be mixing in some Ashy now. But just look how much wood he's got. He's got 2,000 wood just... 2,000 wood just stacked, which is dreadful. And he just isn't good at all, is it? And he's on moist paddies now. Thankfully, Japan obviously can go just straight onto coin paddies. I believe these ones are probably set to coin. That is a coin upgrade. But yeah, I mean, Lucas just doesn't have the mass that Kaiser does. And at the end of the day, Kaiser can just mass more and more forest powers. He's now sent infantry attack, probably infantry HP going to come in just a second. And there's no way Lucas can get shrines up. Honestly, I don't know why Lucas isn't just shrining in base at this point. He has the eco advantage on Kaiser just from villagers even, because yeah, he's just going to get taken down. That shrine actually just on 394 HP, so Kaiser should probably take it down quickly. But I like Kaiser mixing in the tomahawks here just for an extra bit of siege. But that shrine's going to go down as well. Lucas is going to be constantly just popped. Let's see what Lucas sends here. He's going to send Damio, so that will boost his units in combat. And yeah, these Yumis obviously are just sort of posturing with the forest powers, but at the end of the day, if they get into a fight, forest powers are going to win. And yeah, these this mass from Kaiser is quite just hard to do anything about. You can just see by what population Kaiser has. Kaiser's actually even on fertility down, not fertility downs, population down, so you can get even more units. You can get 10 more units. But there's a fight over here happening, and yeah, Kaiser is just up 30 pop in military, and obviously Iroquois units are pretty good. And obviously Kaiser can switch very easily to the warrior dance, just not warrior dance, the combat dance, to get more combat stats. But yeah, he's just going to get pushed back and forth here with the Yumi, and Lucas needs to push out somebody. He's going to be popped. His economy sort of sucks because all these shrines in his base, they don't produce. This one only producing 0.15 compared to this one down at 0.47. So these shrines only really represent like probably about sort of a third of a normal shrine. And yeah, I mean, Kaiser's now on animals, and Lucas at the same time is on rice paddies, and just a slight bit left on his cherry orchards, which obviously is slow. Another 10 batch of Naggies do come out. So this is just going to be a big fight here, and it's whoever wins this fight wins, I believe. Oh my god, what the hell is happening to the game? I don't know what's happening there, but yeah, this is just going to be a big push in here. And yeah, and look, there's just the Naggies on it. And honestly, I think Kaiser just cleans up here. There's not a huge amount of anti-cap here left. If we look for Lucas, it's only 8 Ashigaru and 6 Maganatas, and the forest powers haven't really been touched. And the Yumis, he's just going to get on top of the Yumis and just go. And Kaiser just cleans up here really easily. And I wouldn't be surprised if Lucas actually just resigns in about a couple of seconds. Oh. Yeah, he's going to definitely lose all these. 10 clubs do come out in a nice position, but again, what does Lucas do? He doesn't have a huge amount of resources stats. Kaiser, on the other hand, does actually have a nice amount of units left. And just look at the difference in population. There's 80 population in favour of Kaiser. And there's the end of the game. We'll have a look at the post-game. And obviously Lucas actually outgathered Kaiser because that's just what Japan does. But Kaiser just trading so well against the military of Lucas. And yeah, and you can just look at the military unit population here. Kaiser only actually lost 30 or 40 units there, and Lucas lost basically his whole army. So just sort of shows you the difference between those strong Iroquois units and the Yumi and the Naggies that Japan has. Right, sorry about that. I'm going to go straight into the next game now, which I have actually no clue what the matchup is, so your guess is as good as mine, but we'll just have to wait and see. But it was Kaiser picking first, obviously. I believe this is the correct game, unless I've just chosen the wrong one, which doesn't really matter, actually. But apparently it was Germany versus Lucas's Japan. Japan again, so he's stuck with Japan on Cascade range. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens here. He does find a wood treasure in base. It is a coin start. It's done the same thing again, where I don't have my scroll speed because of Kaiser's wreck, which is slightly annoying. But yeah, here's the market coming down. It was a coin start, so Germany will go for market. 30 coin in base as well, which is quite nice. Yeah, there's the 40 wood could be taken. And Japan could probably get down the consulate. Yeah, he's going to get down the consulate. And he's going to chop for chop for a shrine. And obviously shrines are 107 wood when you get to consulate instead of 125, so it is quite efficient. And on this map in particular, there's quite a nice few, if I could scramble my words less, there's quite a few nice treasures. In regards to wood, there's 110 somewhere, and it's guarded by 3 cougars, but I haven't been able to find that. 110, yeah, 110 wood over here. The score is 1-0 to Kaiser. Yeah, there you go. There's Lucas, just going to take, what's he going to take here? He's going to take 100, a nearly mature wolf pup, which is, I honestly don't know why he's taking that. That's a pretty crap treasure. But there is 90 food, and Kaiser at the same time is going to take that Riotcoke, which is, yeah, honestly, that Riotcoke is a bit insane. It's getting nerfed on EP, which is quite nice. But there's the Portuguese consulate coming in. Oh, it's 102 wood instead of 107, my mistake. But Heavenly Kami going to come in as well, which you don't normally see anymore. Because obviously Kami is, it used to be meta for quite a long time. But now it's just not. Now it's just a bit different. It's you normally go for 2 villagers or the boats or something like that. Did I play the wrong game first, Kaiser? As you'll have to tell me, because is this definitely the second game? Because I don't want to be playing the wrong game, obviously. But which game is this? Is this number 2 or number 1? Because I don't know which order you sent me in. I was sent them. That's the only thing I'm asking. Okay, thank you. But there's 20 food on the floor. I don't know why Lucas is doing that. Okay, yeah, actually, yeah, they are correct one. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, Kaiser's having quite a nice age 1 now. He might even pick up whatever this is, 150 coin, but I think the Japanese explorer's going to pick this up quite easily, yeah. 150 coin, that's a 300 coin swing, which is quite nice. Actually, Kaiser didn't send me a Rex, I just know it's from his perspective. But yeah, there you go. There's a scout for Kaiser, which is nice. Obviously, he can scout quite a lot of area with that. Let's have a look at what he's actually scouted. He's done quite a lot of scouting. He hasn't looked at the Japanese base yet, which is sort of to be expected. But the Riotcoke here is quite nice as well, because obviously that's 30 siege attack, and you can use it to siege shrines. And at the same time, that dog which Lucas picked up isn't very good at all. I mean, the dog that Lucas picked up actually just is a wolf, and it just doesn't do that much damage. I think it's even dead. So, but Lucas is actually still chopping wood, which is not what you sort of expect for Japan. Oh, he is actually aging up, so my mistake. And obviously that age up is cheaper, but he's going up quite slowly because of selling Kami and sort of chopping wood instead of just going for a shrine on 200 wood start. But yeah, he's just going to shine up. He's only on 20 population now, but he'll be on sort of a high number relatively soon. But Kaiser's going to go for a trading post. Well, the game actually isn't in there. You wouldn't actually know it's Kaiser's game. But, well, yeah, you wouldn't know it's Kaiser's game, but I just said it, so who cares? It's 1-0 Gibson to Kaiser. And Kaiser's just going to sit his scout on the outside next to the Japanese base, so he can get a nice amount of vision. If we have a look here, yeah, he gets a decent amount of vision basically for free, so he can see what Japan's doing. He sees his consulate there, so he knows Japan is going to be a bit more relaxed and not be pushing out. So he's probably just going to FF himself. As obviously Ulan against Japan isn't entirely what you want to do, because you can use Ulan to. Oh, is he tower rushing? I think Kaiser's actually tower rushing. Eight crossbowmen in queue. And what's nice what he's done here is he's actually building the barracks up first when he's popped, and then he's going to build the outpost up. And if you can see, the crossbow's going to end up coming in on time, and it just means you can get the second batch of crossbowmen just slightly quicker. So honestly, it just is quite nice here. I mean, he basically saves probably 20 seconds on his push, and gets in quicker. There's a barracks coming down from Lucas. Maybe, I don't know, has he spotted it? Lucas has actually spotted it. So, yeah, I mean, he's going to put the barracks down, but those two are going to come in quite quickly. You might even just get a... he's not going to get a settler, but those crossbowmen are going to do good damage. And what has Lucas got in queue? He's got 5 Yumi in queue, but... again, 5 Yumi against 8 crossbowmen, even though Yumi are better than crossbowmen. They don't trade impeccably. And yeah, those 5 Yumi are going to come out. They're going to be a direct fire of the crossbowmen straight away. And yeah, we're just going to go down, especially with 2 Ullars on top of them. Those sentries have been used. And let's have a look what Kaiser's now sending. Kaiser has a shipment in queue, obviously. He has 4 crossbowmen or 5 crossbowmen now coming out, so he's got quite a nice mass here. And obviously Japan can't actually ship... you can't ship those stable units, the Nagis that you normally would be able to ship as a European civilization. But there's 3 settler wagons, so he's not going to go all in with something like DOPS. And he did, I believe, go for... I know he didn't go for 700 wood, he's just chopping wood instead for a crossbow, obviously. And, I mean, those are regulars, he's going to kite nicely back, which is quite nice. Score is 1-0 to Kaiser. And yeah, he's going to just attack these coasters of the Japanese units. But Lucas has now had to send sort of 2 batches of Yumis. And even though he sent Kami earlier and is on Portuguese consulate, he's only 70 shrine pop, which isn't very good at all. And at the same time, Kaiser's economy, as soon as he gets those settler wagons through, he's going to be quite a lot better. You have to remember that the German economy is actually 6 villages better than this. It's, the UI normally is a bit... redundant in showing how many villages Germany actually has, because settler wagons only shows 1 villager there. So Germany's actually on 26 villager population, and Lucas is only on 20. And yeah, Lucas is just going to mass Yumi now, but that's a nice massive crossbowmen which are going to come in and just sort of... yeah, crossbowmen are just going to attack the Yumis normally. Crossbowmen are obviously being cheaper than Yumis as well, and at the same time, it's 5 Yumi and it's an 8 crossbowman shipment. And what does Lucas even send? Lucas has only sent military shipments in Age 2. He hasn't sent 600 wood, which is what you want to send. Now, especially when these shrines are so cheap now. They're only 72 wood after Kami and the Portuguese consulate. He is now going to end. He's now going to get best heroes from the Portuguese consulate, which are basically just slightly better crossbowmen. But at the same time, Kaiser is actually just going to end up having a nicer economy behind this. He's got some pikes in queue, so he's going to go siege some shrines. He doesn't actually see any of them just yet, but he should be able to find them quite easily. But at the same time, he's going to have a nice batch of Ulans out, and there's not really any anti-cav like to speak of. And if he can just get 5 or 6 Ulans, or 5 plus 2 from a shipment here, what can Lucas do? He sent both Minutemen. He hasn't got a shipment in queue after he sent 600 wood. He's just making Yumis now. So a nice Ulan push sort of denies the Japanese army completely. There you go. There's 6 Ulan. He's going to push in. 10 crossbowmen and 6 Ulan. It's quite a scary mess for that army, especially when you can't call upon those sentries that you normally would. And yeah, he just only now sees it, and unfortunately he didn't kill any Ashes in the barracks. Maybe Kaiser's actually going to be a bit more timid and go back. But now Lucas has got Ashe in queue as well. But maybe I think Kaiser's actually going to get those. Is he going to get the Ulan first? Yeah, I think he's going to get the Ulan slightly first, slightly quicker. But that doesn't really matter. We just have to wait and see what this shipment is. 700 gold, so that sort of signals to me that he's either going to mass more Ulan, or he's going to age up himself. But these pikes over here are just going to take down 2 shrines, and honestly, Lucas only has 90 shrine profit. Again, he's getting those market upgrades, but the yeah, this Explorer is now going to be denied. That's a nice 45 XP straight to Kaiser. He is going to put 3 more up here, but he's going to lose 2 up here, so honestly, I think Kaiser's in a very nice position here. Just looking at the score, 100 to 84. Obviously, Japan normally has a slightly lower score than Germany in this matchup, but I mean, yeah, this is the really large Ulan mass now, and obviously Ashes aren't the best anti-cav. I mean, if he can pop out 5 here, you might be okay just to hold, but he's going to send 600 coin and more than likely age up after it. He's going for a stable actually, so he's going to go for some Nagys instead. But yeah, he's just going to push in, and this mass is just huge compared to... yeah, this mass is huge, and those 5 Nagys, although they are in there, they aren't going to do too much. Maybe the villagers will tank, but there's just so many Ulans here, and Ulans just, when they're in hand combat, just do so much damage. And even then, Lucas is losing so many villagers at the same time. Although, to credit Lucas, he's putting them between cherry orchards, which is going to sort of stop Germany really doing anything here, when pushing his Ulans in. And another thing, Germany does see the 600 coin. Obviously, you can spot the 600 coin as Germany, just from looking at Japan's shipments like this. But yeah, I mean, nicely defended by Lucas by putting them in between those 2 chariots, and he's going to have a batch of 5 Nagy out, so he shouldn't really be worried now. But behind this, I believe Kaiser's just going to age. Yeah, he's got a shipment sort of stacked, he's just going to age now. And he's done so much damage. I mean, again, he's probably on about 32, 33 villagers when you account for settler wagons. And at the same time, Lucas is only on 22, and there's not a huge amount of shrine pop. He's not 200 shrine pop or anything at the moment. And I believe he's... no, he hasn't sent 400 for villagers. But what does he do against sort of a Germany's mass and age through? He's still chopping quite a lot of wood there, actually. Has he sent 700 wood yet? He did send 700 wood, so he's just probably chopping for another barracks, actually, or something. I don't know what he's doing. What is he doing? Oh, I know what he's doing. He's getting steel traps. There you go. So, Germany's economy is really strong now. And, yeah, these Ulans are going to sort of siege down the shrine, and they also take down the Explorer here. So, Lucas is just going to mass up in age 2, obviously with the Daimyo giving a nice, I believe, attack bonus. But, yeah, I mean... Lucas is just losing his shrines as quickly as he puts them up, even when he does have those two powerful shrine reduction, cost reduction services. Actually, no, this is the Japanese construct now instead of the Portuguese construct. He might lose his forward base actually from this push, but no, he'll have a Magdalene push because obviously. He knows that there's just a lot of cavalry-based units. Units that lose to cavalry here. There's Nagy themselves lose to vet Ulan quite considerably. I can turn the bitrate down if you want me to. It doesn't actually. My stream doesn't fizz. I'm not dropping frames at all. I think it's just that it might be too high for some people's internets or something. I don't know. But yeah, this Ulan's going to come forward. I assume he's going to get Vet Ulan. Yeah, he is. There's Vet Ulan in Q. And with 9 Ulan, he's probably... how many Ulans he got now? 10. So it's going to end up being 19. And he's just going to push forward. I mean, that stable might go down before Vet Ulan comes in. Although Kaiser's just going to posture here, which is what he needs to do. He needs to be able to... oh no, maybe not. He loses Vet Ulan. That's not good at all. That's a sort of loss of 20% to his units. Pikes do come down, so they're going to try and deal with the Naginatas as well. But losing Vet Ulan here is quite big. He might lose quite a lot of units because of it. And this push from Japan's quite scary here. There's 8 skirmishers in the queue, which are going to pop quite easily. Kaiser, seeing sort of the blood on the floor, now pushes his villagers back to his base, where he thankfully does have a coin mine left. But yeah, Kaiser's sort of got a smaller army here, and if we just go over to Lucas's POV here, he doesn't know, he hasn't even been into Kaiser's base yet, but that's a lot of army, and they're sort of diverse units. And look how many units Kaiser's actually going to lose here if he's not careful. He is going to push him with his Ulan, but he doesn't have a stable in base, so he does have 2 stables in base actually. So he should be getting that Ulan in a second. I sort of hope he does, but he's still losing a lot of villagers here. And yeah, these skirmishers are getting some quite nice picks, and obviously the Minutemen are now out as well. But Lucas's army is nothing to sort of sniff at now. These Ulans still don't have that Ulan, and there's still sort of a time to wait. But Kaiser's just going to clean this up, especially if he brings his 5 Ulan in from the back here. I assume 8 Ulan's probably going to be shipped next, more than likely, just to get the mass up, or maybe 7 skirmishers. But yeah, there you go. He's just going to clean up here, especially with that. He's lost quite a lot of skirmishers from the Naggies being on top of him, but he doesn't really mind. There's only 3 Ashies left, and that's the only anti-cav Lucas has left. And yeah, Kaiser's just going to clean up here. So Lucas does now have much better eco. Actually, no, he doesn't. He only has 100 shrine pop, which is not what you want to see. But Kaiser did lose quite a few villagers as well.
Es geht mir besser. Aufgabe?
Lucas is now though shiningly hunts near to Kaiser's base, but he knows Kaiser's not there, and he can sort of get away with it because of that. But at the same time, this native scout sort of paying dividends. It's showing all these troops just going back, and Kaiser knows that he can push because of it. But Kaiser's now going to send Jaegers. I'm sort of, yeah, there's no way he's not sending Jaegers now. Yeah, exactly. 13 Jaegers, which is, I think we had a discussion yesterday, it's sort of roughly 30 skirmishers. We just have a look at Lucas's deck. He's now just making more and more Ashi. He's forced to send the 2 cherry orchards, which he's going to put up immediately. But there's just not enough Naggy here. I mean, honestly, I think the 13 Jaegers could probably just kill all of this themselves. And those Ulans aren't going to be idle, they're just going to be taking down the shrines. And Lucas's shrine pop, thankfully, is going up to 150 now, and he is getting Imperial Bureaucracy, which is 10%. But, yeah, the sort of the Jaegers are just going to be so powerful here, especially when he gets a couple more war wagons out.
Auftrag.
Let's see what Kaiser's looking at. Oh my god. There you go. We can just look at view lock for Kaiser. Apparently he's looking at his wall, and then he's... But yeah, Lucas is just going to be shining even more so. But look how many Ashies are here. They just die in, like, completely to the Jaegers which have popped out here. One nice thing that Lucas did do is he kept his daimyo alive. So these Ashi are slightly buffed. He's also going to pick up 110 wood quite late. That's still quite a nice treasure at any point in the game. And these shrines are just going to go down quickly. And Lucas obviously is trying to build shrines at the same time, but he's not getting wood back quickly. So he's basically just losing shrines and picking them straight back up again, and not getting the stuff he needs. Actually, attack does come in, so his Ashes are going to have roughly 30. I think 32 attack is how much I have, which is quite good, especially with daimyo. But yeah, Kaiser's just got to push now, hasn't he? As soon as he gets 3 war wagons, he can just push whenever he wants.
Aufgabe. Bereit.
He's also sort of denying these hunts against Lucas, which is quite nice. Yeah, once these war wagons come out, it's sort of just push, and you get German. It's sort of the Jaegers are sort of German equivalent to the super big button, aren't they? They're just so powerful. Again, that Shoshone Scout is just. I don't know why I found that funny, but the Shoshone Scout was just. It has so much map control. You just end up seeing it because of it, and yeah, I mean, once his war wagons come down, the 3 war wagons and maybe veteran lands, he's just gonna take the fight. He might even just take it now and it'd be completely fine, honestly. Yeah, nice control from Kaiser to stop the Naggies going onto him. And those Jaegers, as I said, can just like destroy Naggies on their own because they're just so good. But another batch of Ashes do come out, and there's going to be 6 Naggies on the way here. But again, there's just so many war wagons and so many Ulans here that can just contest quite easily. And these Naggies, honestly, aren't too good against cavalry anyway. They're just not as good as normal musketeers, if I recall. So they're just going to get flattened by the Jaegers from the back. And even if these Naggies get on the Jaegers, they're not going to be doing too much damage because of the war wagons. And at this point, it's just going to be a massive cleanup. But yeah, I mean, Kaiser did waste all the Ulans there. I mean, he probably had about 20 and he ended up with 2, so it's not too good, is it, at all? But just more war wagons in queue, so he's going to go for basically a war wagon skirmisher, which is pretty strong against Japan's sort of mass here. And those 2 cherry archers are quite far away, so he's going to pay the price of it, Lucas. And honestly, these Naggies again don't really pose a threat, and he's just going to lose more and more villagers because of this. 4 villagers on the way. That's probably should have sent something like 5 Ashy instead, just to defend easier. But yeah, these Jaegers are just so strong. He's getting pushed back here somehow though. But at the end of the day, the Jaegers are just going to be doing so much fire from behind. Even if the Naggies, even if the Ashigaru actually end up taking damage on them, the Jaegers don't really mind because they have 4 range resist, so they're just ridiculous. And look how many villagers are now just caught off guard from the war wagons, and Kaiser can just push us. I don't know why Kaiser's pushing forward here with no support. So if there was a number of Jaegers there, Naggies there, he would have been sort of squished. And there's only 3. Oh, I see why. Because there's so many more war wagons coming in from behind, and he's just going to get shot now. And these Naggies don't pose a threat after you just have that many war wagons. And even then, war wagons against Ashes, war wagons don't trade that badly if you can just kite them. And there's the game. Sort of the Jaeger shipment coming in clutch here. Kaiser obviously under gathering Japan, but Japan normally gathers over most civs, and you can just see by the unit trades there. Kaiser killed so many more and was a lot more efficient. But if you just look at military unit population here, you can just see Kaiser actually didn't get a great trade there. I mean, he lost so many Ulan at the end of the day, that sort of fight which happened around here. But I think ultimately Germany's sort of 13 Jaeger shipment against Stage 2 Japan is just so strong. So sold. So I have no clue what this matchup is. Kaiser did pick first again. Seems like it's Russia versus a Civ. Oh god, don't view lock me. Lucas is Aztec. We actually saw Lucas. Oh, so annoying. What does it do that? Lucas actually won this matchup against. It was someone in the EPL, someone very strong. I think it might have even been Nushuba on the EPL. So it's not a matchup where Lucas sort of is scared of playing, because obviously Lucas's Aztec is very strong. But Aztec as a Civ, I think especially nowadays, it isn't seen as very strong. If you're someone like Dialoga, he seems to think the Civ is actually one of the weakest in the game. But we'll have to wait and see, because I know Lucas plays a lot on his Smurf account, Marcus Henning or whatever, on quick search as Aztec. But Russia does find 110 wood, which is nice. At the same time, Lucas has found 120 XP, which obviously for Aztec, XP is incredibly nice. The results are 2-0 to Kaiser, and this is the third game. So yeah, Kaiser's gonna kite this 110 wood, and just there you go, 110 wood, and he's gonna kill that one with a crack shot, and he kills that cougar, and he's gonna walk back. I don't think Lucas is gonna find it. If we just look at Fog of War, he hasn't even spotted it on the map, so he just have to be lucky. He does find 60 wood for himself though, so he's not gonna be too unhappy about that. And there's 110 wood for the Russian player, and honestly I believe it was a wood start. Yeah, it must have been a wood start if Kaiser went down to a market. And wood start's sort of good for both civs. Oh no, it was a coin start. I'm amazed Kaiser went to a market and he does not have a house until he built one. Oh, I don't know actually, I have no clue. Kaiser probably already has hunting dogs. I'd be very surprised if he didn't have one. Just and there's the 60 wood for the Aztec player. What is Kaiser going to find here if he searches around? He's going to find the scout, which is nice. You might find a 90 coin, which is sort of okay. The Cherokee rifleman is really nice because it denies a forward blockhouse or a forward war hut for either player. These two CDBs are just too hard to take. So yeah, I mean, there's no Nootka treasure actually spawned on this map. Normally there would be, but hasn't spawned today, only with Cherokee. But both players can actually go water as well, which would be quite interesting. Which Lucas does have a water deck, so or at least schooners and a water dance, which is one of the strongest things in Aztec. He might even go for that, you never know. But by the looks of it, he's just going to age up normally on 16 villagers. But yeah, Kaiser's just going to age up 14 villagers, which is sort of to be expected. Oh, you don't have hunting dogs. I don't know why you went to the market earlier, and I would have done it in. Okay, he doesn't have hunting dogs, but he does have a market up, and he only has to take 25 coin to get it, and he's gonna have a sort of a decent amount of idle time, but it's sort of normal for Russia here. At the same time, he's gonna find 90 coin, so he doesn't actually have to chop anything for the, well, not chop anything, mine anything for hunting dogs, and should be able to get his first batch of musketeers or shallots out quite quickly. Yeah, I think he's just waiting for a crack shot here. You can see, right? I know you can't actually do the crack shot. I thought you could do, but yeah, I mean, he's just gonna herd in his villagers now. I believe Russia goes forward here, or maybe not. Maybe Aztec goes forward. Yeah, Aztec goes forward. There's a villager coming here. Lucas is going to be sending 700 wood. Fast stage, like, you're obviously going to fast stage. It always happens. And he's going to plop that down. And he's not going to do anything like sending warrior priests, which you could do. You could send 3 warrior priests and have a boom off that. But 700 wood is sort of needed as Aztec because you age so fast. And fast aging is sort of the only thing you can do as Aztec to the second age. Unless you do something like Skull Knights, but it's just a bit too slow, I believe. Yeah, blockhouse going down on base for Kaiser, which, as I said, is sort of to be expected here. And yeah, he's just going to push forward. He does spot the blockhouse from his explorer, which is nice. And that scout as well he's just going to place the scout right next to the blockhouse, so we'll see whatever comes out of it. And by the looks of it, Lucas is going to go for 10 mace and probably 5 coyotes, which is sort of the same as the Russian sending 5 Cossacks and then sending some 5 Cossacks and having a batch of Strelets or something like that. Although mace are stronger than shots, you have to remember. But he looks like he's aging actually, or maybe he's just doing a Turk build where you go 700 coin first, you play a bit more greedy. And yeah, I mean, that scout is giving Kaiser so much information here. It gives him information that he sent 10 mace, it gives him information that he made 5 coyote runners. And yeah, I mean, yeah, he's just going to sit here. I assume that Lucas is going to make more coyotes and probably send more mace. Or Puma. Puma, not Puma, I'm not American. Let's have a look now. Yeah, it says 9 mace. And he also brings his Montezuma or Moctezuma guy forward. So he's going to get the extra XP. And even a lump of ceremony, which I believe is it's the first upgrade for wood here coming in. So Lucas is not entirely playing through an all-in rush. Sort of what you do as Aztec is you just ship those shipments. But there's the stable coming down, so there's going to be 10 Cossacks here. And honestly, the Coyote runners don't really fare too well against Cossacks, especially when you haven't sent Coyote combat in, which gives you 10% speed and 20% hit points. And these units are just going to be so weak against a number of Cossacks, and yeah, I just, what can he really do here, especially when he has the blockhouse sort of running down and the 5 musketeers. And if Lucas delays it even more so, he is pushing in now with some mace, so he's got 19 mace now, I believe. And we'll look on Lucas's POV so we can see what he sees when he goes in. But yeah, I mean, just 9 Coyote runners don't really do much against Cossacks. Cossacks did come in as well, and that Mikhail Sorov is going to take a lot of damage, and the Coyote runners are going to go on to, not Coyote runners, the Cossacks are going to go on to Mace Holton, and the Musketeers are just going to be very annoying things, and honestly this is just a clean-up, I believe. Although 5 Coyotes do come out the back here, but again, this is just a clean-up. Imagine if one of those Mace shipments was Puma instead, it would have been so much stronger. But there's only a couple of Coyotes left. That Explorer does go down, which was tanking quite a lot, and those Coyotes are definitely going to go down. But Mace might get away, I'm not entirely sure, especially with 6 Puma on the way. But again, 5 Coyotes do come out, so they're going to protect those Mace. But this is just, it's not too great, is it? And at the same time, Kaiser's going to get more coin on the way, so he's gone for sort of heavier eco shipments instead of just sending 4 Cossacks. And he's going to pump out more and more Cossacks himself. He's also going to raid. He's going to split off 2 and just raid along the coast here. And let's have a look at the fucking war. There's none of Lucas's villages, and Lucas's villages honestly are quite protected and not too bad. But there are 6 Pumas coming out here though, and it's not a huge amount of Cossacks. Let's look in Kaiser's queue. There's no Cossacks in queue, so if Lucas pushes now, he might not do too badly. He's going back for some reason. I don't actually know why he's going back. Yeah, Kai's actually not making any more Cossacks, I don't believe. No, he is making more Cossacks, and there's 13 shirts can pop as well. And he can just push down that War Hut. War Huts actually have less HP. No, we don't. I was exactly the same. I thought we had less HP than a blockhouse, but we actually don't. But Lucas's army here isn't actually that scary. Even with another 5 Coyotes here, it's only going to be 16 Coyotes. Against 6 Pumas, obviously you get sniped down quite easily by Strelets and Musketeers. And Musketeers here, he has quite a mass. He has 15 Musketeers, 11 Shallots, 11 Cossacks, which deal with the Coyotes very nicely, as well as the Musketeers do. And the Shallots are just going to push forward, so I honestly don't think it's really too good for Lucas at this point. He sort of has to keep his army behind. It sort of depends on positioning here, because if the Pumas get onto those Cossacks quite easily, sort of dominate, but again, these Strelets are behind are just so nice. And the Strelets are actually just tanking for the Cossacks, and those Pumas are just going to slowly go down. And the Mace don't really counter too much here. They obviously counter the Musketeers, but against the Strelets, they don't fare too well, because Strelets are just cheaper. And actually, I was wrong. Lucas actually cleans this up. But, another seven Cossacks here. I mean, and 5 musketeers here. If they get on the coyotes, they're going to be fine. So, oh, Lucas has been losing those villagers. I didn't realise that. Yeah. There you go. Look how many villagers he's losing. He's not even doing anything. Five coyote runners do get popped, but they actually get popped from the wrong place. Oh no, maybe not. They get popped from the correct place because they can drive off those Cossacks. But just look at the eco difference now, 29 to 23. Obviously Lucas has sent 5. Lucas has sent 5 villagers, and Kaiser hasn't. So, and Kaiser still has some of those nice shipments to send. He still has boyars to send. He still has 700 wood. And he still has, even like Eco 30 here wouldn't be too bad. It's roughly 3 villages at this point. Kaiser's going to get another batch out. He has 16 Cossacks and a number of musketeers. And Lucas just has coyotes. Coyotes, especially if Kaiser gets out like boyars in now. They just don't fare at all well against the Russian cavalry. He does get a villager by himself, so that's quite nice. And Kaiser actually isn't producing villagers, so his eco's going to go down. But here's the fight, and honestly, these Cossacks just dominate, I believe. Yeah, these coyotes just have less HP, less damage than the Cossacks. They are smaller, so they have harder to click on whatever. But these units are just going to go down so quickly. And obviously, the mace against Cossacks just a bit pitiful, really. Yeah, there you go. They're all down, and then the Cossacks just going to get straight on the mace, and there's a couple of mace just going to go down very easily. And the Cossacks that needed to be, the coyote runners that needed to be in the fight just aren't there. And there you go, there's the Cossacks just going to mass up here. 700 food actually came from Kaiser. He's running out of food a bit. But he is now just going to secure them out with blockhouses. And Lucas at the same time. He hasn't sent 3 warrior boosts, which is what you'd probably like to see at this point. Get the sort of XP curve going. But he's sort of out on the map himself, and if he gets raided, he's on less villagers already. And obviously Russian units are just so efficient for their price now. Yeah, Cossacks 150 resources total in there. When you get boyars in, are basically roughly the same as hussars. It's slightly worse still, but incredibly good units. And at the same time, these coyotes are, because they are cheaper, obviously, but they're still not that. For what they're worth, especially with coyote combat now being in, they're not actually that good compared to Cossacks, especially when they verse each other. And now it just gets to the point where, honestly, I think this is just over for Lucas. The score, Russia is actually heading score, even though Russia normally has a lower score. Yeah, and he's just going to lose more and more of it. Basically, the more time Russia gets here, I think the better they just do. Especially when Lucas hasn't got those 3 warrior priests, which is what you sort of want to see here. 3 warrior priests being such a strong shipment. And Boyars is now going to come in, and when he gets Boyars in, he gets another batch of Strelets. He's going to have like 30 Strelets and 15 Cossacks, and with Boyars, that's just so strong. Yeah, it's not really much to say. His 2 Cossacks do come forward, and he's going to get another villager, and Lucas is just so far behind now. He's 7 villagers behind. He's now sending 600 wood, but he's just behind Kaiser in that regard. I mean, if Kaiser can find this sort of patch of villagers over here, it's just game over in my mind. Because he's going to push. He's going to push into a war hut. And obviously there's quite a large mass here from Lucas, but again, I don't think he can really contest this at all. And however, Pumas aren't going to get on the Cossacks and do nice damage, but again, these Strelets on the behind are just going to snipe them down. There's not even that many Coyotes left, but honestly, Lucas is doing quite well with that fight. But Minutemen are going to come out and sort of bolster Kaiser's forces, especially with an extra five Musketeers out. He's going to be completely fine. Oh yeah, he's on the villages down here on the right. It's like you're co-casting with me, Kaiser, when you're just typing. Yeah, but this fight is just it's just going far too much in Kaiser's way. I think this is just over this game. Kaiser's on 43 villagers and Lucas is only on 26, so obviously. Well, 5 Pumas do pop in a nice position here, but I'm not entirely sure how much that really matters at this point. And there you go. There's the end of that game, and we can just look at the post game. We'll have a look at villagers lost, actually, villager population here. And you can see Lucas was actually quite far ahead. He was ahead by sort of 5 villagers. And then he went all the way down to 24 from 31, which is quite depressing. And at the end, he lost so many more villagers. And yeah, that brings the game to 3-0 to Kaiser. And we do have a couple more games left, so maybe Lucas can sort of reverse sweep, but you never know. But yeah, Kaiser sort of dominating in that game, I believe. I think Lucas just missing the Puma in the first fight was quite big. So yeah, we're going to get into the 4th game now. And sort of this is the one that matters. I mean, it's game point now. I need to change the settings because it always changes. There we go. Turn off view lock. And Kaiser is French. And Lucas is Aztec again. So we're going to see the same, probably the same sort of gameplay. Kaiser sort of defending and Lucas being aggressive. Because obviously Aztec want to be aggressive in this matchup. They can take the TP line, which is quite strong. But yeah, I mean, it's a coin start as well, so Kaiser's probably going to go for that market. I can only assume he will. Yeah, he's going to go for a market. And Lucas is going to go for the fire pit, obviously, and put the... yeah, the fire pit's going to go down, and obviously Lucas is going to dance his chief there for either the population dance or the experience dance. But Kaiser's got that scout, and he's just going to leave it over on the right here. Let's have a look at the Fog of War. Kaiser actually spotted another scout, and he might just crack shot the pistol on purpose, and then take the native scout. But 80 XP also finds with a scout, which is quite nice. Let's have a look what Lucas has found. Lucas is going to get 90 food for himself, converting that black bear. But if we turn the Fog of War off, let's have a look at what else is here. There's a Riotcoke Tomahawk, which is really nice. 80 food, which is a nice treasure. And there's also the Tomahawk at the bottom right here, left here even, which is quite nice. But Lucas, let's have a look at Lucas's deck. He does have the free trading post shipment, which is basically 600 wood, and you just take down the trading post, but it saves quite a lot of villager seconds. And let's look at Kaiser's deck at the same time. That's probably the most standard French deck you could possibly have, except from... Yeah, that's honestly one of the most standard French decks I've ever seen. But, yeah, if we just have a look, Lucas has his bear up here, but this map in particular is actually quite low hunt, so it's quite good first deck. But, again, Kaiser's France is quite strong, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens here. Oh, there's a bit of a contention of this 80 XP. And Lucas's War Chief is just going to snare Kaiser's guy. And obviously the War Chief is actually stronger than Kaiser's Explorer, so obviously he can just sort of snare him and Kaiser can't really get away, but Kaiser actually I think does get away. No, he doesn't, he gets snared again. But Kaiser's actually going to bring in the scout and probably block. He does have the other scout at the top here, but the scout also, oh, he's going to pull actually. So yeah, you can see the pull trick in action there. The little French Explorer's running, and he's going to use it again as well, and he's going to constantly put himself away. But yeah, I mean, age 1, let's have a look for both players. Probably in favour of Kaiser actually. Although Lucas said find 90 food, which is quite nice. That scout might go down as well. It's probably, yeah, it's going to go down. Wolves, definitely. There you go. Wait, what? It was left with 2 HP. That was ridiculous. But there you go. There's the Explorer. He's going to actually block quite nicely with the scout here, which is quite nice micro from Kaiser. And he's might get blocked by the Black Bear. You never know. But the score is 3-0. The casting UI isn't there because they didn't put Observer mode on when they recorded the rec, which is a bit annoying, but we're fine. Obviously, Lucas went up with fast stage, that's why he's up at 3 minutes and 35 seconds. He's going to go with 700 wood, so it looks like he's doing the same sort of build as last time. But you can use the UI in the rec if they have Observer mode on, and they didn't put Observer mode on, so you shouldn't complain. But yeah, Kaiser's just going to do the more French stuff now. He's probably going to be, when he ages, he's got stuff traps now. He's going to get hunting dog when he ages. He might lose the Explorer here. Actually, no, he's fine. Yeah, he's completely fine. He's going to get a training post up. Lucas might go for a training post himself. You never know. But he's going to go for a forward war hut. And obviously Lucas, let's have a look at what Lucas is sending here. 700 wood. And he's going to collect that up. And probably going to send Mace Holton or Puma. Depends what start Kaiser's got here. But yeah, Kaiser's going to age him just a second, and more than likely sends 4 CDB. I don't see him sending anything else actually. Does he send 4 CDB? You have to wait and see. There's 4 CDB. Still, Chaps is going to be in queue in just a second. Oh, he's going to go a stable start, which obviously is quite nice against Aztec, because obviously as we saw with Russia, you go stable start. You go block acid base first, and then you go stable start, and then you can smash Hussars or Cossacks, and you'll be completely fine. But Lucas is going to go for Pumas. He's also going to go for that strong 3 training post job, so he's going to get every single one of these and have an incredibly strong XP curve, which is really nice to see. It's game 4. Yeah, it's game 4, and it's 3-0 to Kaiser. But yeah, the war hut's going down. Lucas has produced a couple of Puma Spearmen, and he's going to bring them over to the training post. Meanwhile, Kaiser is just doing normal French stuff. He's going to build some Huss, he's going to do some raiding, and probably just going to age up to the next age, honestly. Do a sort of 5 Huss semi. Can I do taunts actually? No. I can type as Kaiser though. I didn't know I could do that. It's quite cool. But yeah, there's 5 Hussars. He gets spotted over by the Black Bear, which is quite nice. And obviously those Pumas can defend quite easily against Hussars, but native Civs, when they get the stagecoach, don't actually get line of sight, so they won't get the they won't be able to spot the raiders easily. But I mean, Kaiser he's got that native scout there, so he knows where all with 2 HP as well, so he knows where all the villages are for the Aztec player. And he's just gonna push in here and probably just get on these villages. And the 5 Pumas do come back though, and another 5 Pumas have been made by Lucas. And yeah, he's made those Pumas. He's going to push back with the Moctezuma here, and he's going to come back. And thankfully for him, the 5 Pumas are in a nice spot. He might lose a single villager here. Maybe not. If he can get the snare, it'd be quite nice. He'll lose a single hussar, but thankfully for Kaiser's sake, he does get back. Oh, two hussars going back. That's really quite nice for Kaiser. And he's going to pick up a Puma Spearman because of that. And nicely microed as well. But yeah, these hussars are just going to run around Lucas's base. Meanwhile, Lucas is sending 600 coin, and by the looks of it, he doesn't actually have Stagecoach yet, but he'll get it relatively soon. But yeah, I mean, yeah, as I said, these hussars are just going to run around and just be annoying. And meanwhile, Kaiser actually got another batch of hussars up, but he's got 700 coin on the way, so he's going to age more than likely. And he's going to start sieging down those. We might get trapped here, though. There's a couple more Puma on the side here. I don't know where Lucas's Pumas are. He took it from before. Lucas might lose a villager here, but Kaiser's probably going to lose a hussar as well, which isn't too good. Yeah, he lost a hussar. And I'm not entirely sure if he lost a villager, though, did he? Yeah, he did lose a villager, so it's a villager for a hussar, which isn't awful. And he's also not going to be able to siege down this TP. He's not paying attention either, so he's going to lose another hussar, maybe even 2. Or does he get snared? I think he did just get snared. He does get away, though. Lucas does have a shipment queue because his XP count now is actually insane. But he doesn't get, again, he doesn't get the line of sight from the trade post. This sort of area here, he doesn't get from the man going back and forth. And yeah, Kaiser's just gonna age now. I mean, Lucas does have the TP line though, so Lucas is in a really nice position here, and he's gonna age himself. What is he aging up with? Shaman, which is it Warrior Priest? Or is it something else? I'm not entirely sure if I must be honest. It might be the Noble Warheart actually. I think it's the Noble Warheart. And Kaiser's going to age up fast age, obviously. But the thing about Aztec is going up to the next age is quite hard for Aztec because obviously you're very slow when you're aging with the slow age. Oh, Lucas actually said 600 wood. I'm a bit confused by 600 wood as he's aging up. But again, yeah, actually I'm really confused by 600 wood. I don't know what he's doing there. Yeah, but that trading post is going to go down, and obviously France doesn't actually have a trading post, but it looks like France is just going to go for sort of the siege, the falconets, which is going to push quite easily. But yeah, I'm actually incredibly confused. Lucas is now stacking 1,000 wood, which is not what you want to do, really, because obviously there's a couple of the Aztec units which actually do cost wood. The Coyotes cost wood, and the Mace Sultan cost wood. But he's only producing Puma Spearmen at this point. And Puma Spearmen actually are coin now. Quite heavy, 50 coin for a Spearman. But, yeah, I'm sort of confused by 600 wood. It's sort of a wasted shipment by the looks of it. He's going to age on. He's probably going to get ERK out, which obviously are very strong against France as a whole. And he does catch another raid down here, but I don't know if Lucas lost any villagers. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if Lucas lost any villagers. It's my mistake for not looking. But he's just losing his trading post line. Let's just turn the fog of war. There we go. And yeah, Lucas now finally ages up. But meanwhile, Kaiser's got these 2 Falcons, and he's just going to push in quite easily. The 2 Noble Hot Tremors come out. He's more than likely going to get them up. I don't see them going down because they do build very quickly. But yeah, at the same time, what does he do? He's going to get them up, quite obviously, and then he is also attacking elite Coyote runners and at least Mace Hultons, but he's just stacking so many resources, and you look at the comparison, Kaiser's not stacking any. And there you go, there's the pikeman just going to go down, like, basically for no trade at all. We didn't even get a single hussar. But, Yeah, although it's like going down, and that Explorer's not going to be too long for the world. Lucas probably has to have 10 coyotes, and Q he does. But there's a huge, massive veteran dragoon, musketeers here. Yeah, 15 veteran musketeers, 7 hussars, 2 falconets, and Lucas has nothing in comparison. And there's even cuirassiers going to be popping out, probably 4 or 5. Let's look at what Kaiser's next shipment is as well. But yeah, there's 10 coyotes. He might get... Oh, he might lose the falconets here if he's not unlucky. Yeah, he does lose the falconet, so that's not too good from Kaiser. I mean, he has that massive musketeers now. He's basically got mass huss now. But he does have some cuirassiers coming up. And let's look at Lucas's. Lucas is just pumping out ERKs and Mace Holtons. Mace Holton being incredibly strong against the musketeers, and the ERKs themselves being really strong against musketeers. ERKs being one of the strongest dragoon type units in the game. There's the Mace Holtons coming up. Yeah, more and more Eagle Runners coming out, and 2 in each. But look how much wood he has! It's insane. He has 1,300 wood, which is like ridiculous. Do these even cost wood? I don't even know. They don't even cost wood. They cost coin. And the only thing he does have which costs wood are coyotes and Mace Holtons, but he's shipping Mace Holtons. Like, he could have shipped 6 Eagle Runners and just massed Mace Holtons instead and put these TPs onto to food. At the same time, Kaiser's now securing the trading post line himself. And if we look at Kaiser, he's just going to be massing Goon Skirm by the looks of it, as well as cuirassiers. Yeah, I don't understand this macro from Lucas. I think that's where he's sort of failing. He's also got 4 Pumas, which is sort of just... 4 Pumas is sitting here not doing anything. He does have quite a nice mass of the Eagles now, and he does have the nice mass of Mace Holton, but does it really do anything against this mass of Musketeers and Cuirassiers? I don't think it does. This fucking scout in the middle just punching them. But yeah, I mean, skirmishes, Mace Holton just sort of suck versus skirmishes, don't they? They are faster, but yeah, they have 16 range instead of a normal 18 or 20. He has no food. He has so much gold and so much wood. He has basically 1,000 of those resources and no food. And obviously all of these units are quite food dependent. 40 food for these. I think 75 food for the Eagle Runner Knights. And there you go. I mean, these Cuirassiers aren't really doing much. Kaiser's just now just massing a skirmish because that's all he needs. Skirmishes just do so well against his composition because Mace Holton just have such a terrible range compared to them. And the Cuirassiers are going to come off from the side. There's not a huge... I mean, there's quite a few Eagle Runners, but they're just going to get sort of sniped down by the skirmishers. A couple of Coyotes do come in though, but these Maces are just getting demolished. He loses his final Queer, but does he really care? Because at the end of the day, Lucas doesn't actually have any units coming in now. He does have 8 Temple of whatever the hell it's called, Tulloch, but he hasn't got any left. Yeah, he's only got two Eagle Runners left and none in queue. And look how many resources, he's still stacking 2k resources. He's now finally sort of macroing off, but there's actually no food that Lucas can get. He's now going to get a war hut over here and try and take the food for himself. But Kaiser's doing the same. They actually might just end up meeting each other there. But yeah, I mean, what can Lucas do here? Kaiser's just going to get the bigger mass because he has the bigger economy. As if you do 36 times 1.2, I believe it's It's roughly 50, I believe. That's not 50, it's probably like 45. My maths isn't too great, unfortunately. But Arrow Knights are going to come out from Lucas. But what do Arrow Knights even serve here, except from taking down that TP? Basically nothing. Yeah, Kaiser's macro is just... I think Kaiser's macro is just better here. He's compared to Lucas's. Lucas is even getting more wood from the TP line. Why is he not putting these to food? It is more, less efficient, but he doesn't need that much wood. He's just... Obviously made something out of wood, but he just doesn't have the income he needs to fight this. And I think this is just going to be GG when Kaiser pushes in here. Yeah, look, they're just going to get pushed off so easily. And these couple of coyotes aren't going to do anything. He does put the base up here, so he's going to catch a couple of villagers. Or musketeers even. But Lucas is just getting pushed out of everything. The central position on this map in particular is so powerful because you have that gold mine and a hunt there. And Lucas is just pushed off it completely. He does get scotted by the scout as well, and these coyote runners are just sort of dormant, not doing anything. And there's the noble hut's going to go down quite easily. Lucas does have some Eagle Runner Knights in queue, but they don't really... I mean, they counter Dragoons simply because they do more DPS than Dragoons, I believe. But, yeah, I mean, this is sort of... seems like it's a bit over. But Lucas is he's still stacking 8k, 800 wood, 500 gold, and no food. And Kaiser is actually stacking 800 food himself, but obviously he still has a decent amount of coin. And even cavalry combat coming in now, so these dragoons are going to be very powerful. And he's just going to kite back and back here, and there's not really much Lucas can do. Yeah, this fight's... I mean, it doesn't even matter. Kaiser can just end move here and he wins, I believe. Although, there's going to be a couple of Eagle Runners coming up. Yeah. 10 more Eagle Runners. He might be able to defend here still. But, again, Lucas is just behind on eco. The village population is actually the same, but obviously you have to time the fences slightly differently. Because the villages are stronger. And he has better upgrades. But, yeah, I don't know what Lucas can do here. Honestly, I think Kaiser can actually make... oh, it's Ender anyway. I was going to say he could make halberdiers and he would still be fine. But, I mean, yeah, Lucas actually had more units, but he just kept on taking terrible trades, which is not what he wanted to do. And we just look at the military unit population here. And after that sort of big fight at the 30-minute mark, Lucas lost all his army, and Kaiser lost basically nothing. And he just got up and up and up then, and just you just look at the resources gathered. Kaiser was ahead now again, I believe. Yeah, I mean that wraps up our stream tonight. It was unfortunate we had to do it by Rex, but sometimes that's just the way it is.